Exclusive contract from Feilu Novel Network Novel. Elf. Live QA, Little Smart surprisingly becomes a fans of 10,000 people. Before the Quartz conference was about to start, the live answering system suddenly came. Trainers around the world are shocked. At the beginning, Xiaozhi's identity as a super real newcomer was exposed, with punches and kicks against Chaomeng and Lucario. This is not over yet. Xiaozhi's long-hidden fan attribute has also been exposed. Xiaoxia. Don't joke, I'm not interested in Xiaozhi. Cut. The audience's contemptuous voice. Xiaoyao. Is that ribbon the token of love between me and Xiaozhi? Xiaoguang. No problem, I won't lose to anyone else. Salina. No matter how many competitors there are, I won't give up. Helona. Hey, why did you add me in too? Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. 1. The live streaming system for answering questions has arrived. You are listening at novelfull.audio. How time flies. At the Quartz arena, President Damalenki, who was checking the progress, suddenly sighed. Yeah, we're all getting old. Dr. Xiaozhi also deeply understands the lament of President Damalenki. In recent years, he has also become somewhat inadequate in his research. Although he does not want to admit it, the fact is that he is no longer young. Hey! The two big shots just let out a sigh. Feeling that the atmosphere was a bit off, Du quickly pulled the topic aside. Dr. Daiki, I heard that your grandson will also attend this year's Quartz conference. President Damalenki interjected, Dr. Daiki's grandson is named Xiaomao, right? I didn't expect that little guy to become an excellent trainer now. Excellent. Xiaomao can't be considered excellent. I am already satisfied that he can make it to the top 16. Ha, Dr. Daimu, you're too humble. With Xiaomao's strength, the top 4 are definitely not a problem. Although he has never met Xiaomao, Damalenki still has confidence in his strength. After all, Xiaomao is a child of the Daimu family. Hey! Dr. Daimu shook his head and didn't want to say much. It's not humility, he really thinks that Xiaomao is at the level of the top 16. Not only Xiaomao, but also Dr. Daimu is not optimistic about Xiaozhi's trip to the Quartz conference. He knows that both Xiaozhi and Xiaomao have the talent to become excellent trainers, but the problem is that at this stage, their problems are really too big. Xiaomao's eyes are towering above his head, with Tian Lao De, Di Lao Air, and I Lao San in this picture. If Xiaomao doesn't eat in the Quartz festival, he will take his surname after De Mu Shui is finished. As for Xiaozhi, it's even more worrying. He hasn't even memorized the attribute restraint table yet, and battles rely entirely on recklessness. As soon as he thought of this, Dr. Daimu suddenly felt that the future of Jinshin Town at this Quartz conference was dark. Okay. What are you doing? Xiaozhi. Don't suddenly shout and scream. Xiaoxia is quite dissatisfied with Xiaozhi's sudden neurotic behavior. Xiaozhi, this guy, scared her Bai to tears. People are scary, but they can scare people to death. After patting his little heart, Xiaoguang also said helplessly. I'm sorry, I just couldn't help but get excited when I thought the Quartz conference was about to start. Seeing that he had scared all his companions, Xiaozhi felt a bit embarrassed. Yes, the Quartz conference is about to open in a week. With Xiaozhi's reminder, Xiaoxia remembered that there was less than a week left until the opening of the Quartz conference. Xiaozhi, how are you preparing? Although I have been accompanying Xiaozhi for special training all this time, Xiaojiang still wants to ask Xiaozhi for his own opinion. Is that worth mentioning? Of course, we're prepared to 100%. It is impossible to see cowardice from Xiaozhi, our Zhi is always full of confidence. Hey! Don't you say it's okay. As soon as you say that, I suddenly start to worry again. Xiaoxia sighed, covering her forehead. Do Xiaozhi really know the importance of the Quartz conference? The opponent of the Quartz conference is not a roadside bug catcher, can he have a sense of crisis? Don't worry, Xiaoxia, Xiaozhi said proudly as she patted her chest. I have obtained 8 badges and tamed more than 30 Pokémon with my own strength. The Quartz conference is just a piece of cake for me. Hee hee. 8 badges. Most of them rely on donations from others. More than 30 Pokémon. 30 of them are all Kentaro. Xiaozhi didn't say it was okay, but when she said it, Xiaoxia became even more anxious. Just as Xiaoxia was about to have a good fight with Xiaozhi, a strange voice suddenly came from her ear. Now, let's start live streaming of elves around the world. The first live broadcast will take place at the Quartz Arena in the Kanto region. Is it a hallucination? Xiaoxia looked at Xiaojiang and Xiaozhi in confusion. Xiaoxia and Xiaojiang, have you heard that strange sound? It doesn't seem like hallucination, it's not just oneself who heard that strange voice. What exactly is going on? Before Xiaoxia could figure it out, a mysterious force suddenly dragged them into a twisted space. What exactly happened? The same thing happened around the world, but not everyone was dragged into the twisted space. It seems that being dragged into the twisted space is a treatment that only a few lucky people can enjoy. The game has officially started. Quartz Arena in the Kanto region. Why are you here? Watching Dao suddenly appear next to him, Du looked shocked. Isn't Dao here at Fengyuan? He just blinked his eyes, how did De Wu teleport to him? Are you dreaming? Du quickly pinched himself. It hurts so much. It's not a dream. I don't know either. Dao wants to cry without tears. He was digging well in the rock cave of Wudo town, and was about to dig out his treasure when he was suddenly transported to Kanto. Damn it. He doesn't want to use vulgar language, but he really can't help it. Woo-woo, his precious stone. What's the situation? It seems that the lucky one is not only Daigo, but also lucky one has joined the queue. Still holding a coffee cup in his hand, Helona had not yet emerged from the supernatural event. She just went out to the coffee shop for a cup of coffee. Why did she encounter such a thing? Did you also hear that mysterious voice? The sound is a bit familiar. Everyone quickly turned around to look. Sure enough. It's Helona. Okay, the champions of Kanto, Fengyuan, Shanao, and Carlos have all arrived. Is the league being swept away? Du was completely shocked. Although it's a bit untimely, I still want to remind you that there are no champions in Kanto, and Dao is just a former champion of Fengyuan. Therefore, the only real champions here now are Miss Helona and Miss Helona. I can't bear to cross over and put gold on my face, Kona said coldly. Fortunately, Du's face is relatively thick, and he didn't feel too embarrassed after being exposed. Didn't you go back to Island 4? How did you appear here? How come Kona has also come? Humph. Kona is too lazy to respond. How did others come? She just came like that. Ah. It's Dr. Daimu. Dr. Daimu hasn't seen you for a long time. How long has it been? Didn't we just meet a day ago, Xiaozhi? 2. Salina recognized Xiaozhi. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. 10 minutes have passed. That mysterious person finally stopped pulling people to the Quartz Arena. At this point, we can finally count how many people there are in the Quartz Arena now. The people who were originally in the Quartz Arena were 3. Dr. Omu, Du, and President Damalanki. 14 people were pulled into the Quartz Arena by mysterious forces. Shiba, Grandma Juzi, Kona, and the 4 heavenly kings of Kanto went directly to Chi. Daigo, Helona, and Helona are 3 champion-level trainers. A trio of Xiaozhi, Xiaoguang, Xiaoxia, and Xiaogui too. Musashi, Kojiro, Miao Miao, a trio of villains. Dr. Akihabara and Dr. Zaobo, a duo of PhDs. All players enter and the live broadcast is about to start. That strange voice appeared again. Everyone's faces froze, and the host Du directly called out his ace Kuishong. He wanted to see who was behind the scenes pretending to be mischievous. Boom. Head up. The sound came from above, and everyone quickly looked up and shifted their gaze to the sky. A huge light curtain appeared above the Quartz arena. No, it's not just the Quartz arena, this eerie scene is happening all over the world. What's going on? Changpan Daoguan. Sakaki, who was busy with the matter of Chaomeng's defection in the office, looked at the screen in front of him with a serious expression. Is it Chaomeng warning him? Impossible. Even Superman does not have such power. Fangyuan Alliance headquarters. Does anyone know what happened? The current champion of Fangyuan, Michael, nervously said. Mother hen. I thought this was a surprise prepared by the champion for us. Huayu doesn't have any anxious emotions. Even when the sky collapses, there are tall people standing on top. Genji and Mikoli are both here, so it's not his turn to worry. Huayu's nerves are big enough, but someone in the office has even bigger nerves than him. Furong took a leap and rushed straight to the front of the light curtain, which frightened the others. Hibiscus. UNG tried to stop Furong, but it was too late. Touch left, touch right. Well, it doesn't seem like a ghostly tactic. Furong came to a conclusion. Nothing happened, and the others breathed a sigh of relief. The conference room of the Shinao Alliance headquarters. After a long silence, someone couldn't help but speak up. Does anyone know where Miss Sharona has gone? Asking the insect king, Aliu, weakly. The meeting was going well, and Miss Helona disappeared with a whoosh. Is this any magic show? Yi has not yet emerged from the strange event, and now her heart is still beating incessantly. Is it an instant movement? Kiyono looked at Wusong. Wusong shook his head, he didn't notice any energy from the superpower system, it wasn't an instant movement. The disappearance of the champion, strange sounds, and a sudden appearance all seem to be telling the four people in the office that something troublesome has happened. The live streaming system for answering questions has caused a great shock to trainers around the world, but even if it knows, it will not take it to heart. It only works according to established procedures. It's time to start the next step of work. The screens all over the world started working in an instant. Quartz Arena, the first live broadcast location selected by the answering live broadcast system. Under the operation of the live answering system, every move in the Quartz Arena was broadcasted. Changpan Daoguan. What the hell is going on? This is the new power of the alliance. Sakaki was initially surprised, but soon he realized it. This is unlikely to be done by power. If the League really had this kind of energy, their rockets would have been uprooted by the League long ago. Fangyuan Alliance headquarters. Dao. Why did Dao appear there? After seeing Dao on the live broadcast screen, Mikoli was confused. He just spoke with Dao yesterday, didn't that bastard say he was in Wudo Town? How did it get to Kanto again? Dao, Hirona, Kaluna, what does the Kanto Alliance want to do? Are they preparing to uproot the rockets? Yuan Ji took a puff of dry smoke and said in confusion. Apart from this reason, Genji couldn't think of any other reason. Not only are there 4 champion-level trainers, but even Hiba, Kona, and Kikuko have arrived. The conference room of the Shinao Alliance headquarters. Kanto. Miss Sharona has gone to Kanto. What situation? 5 minutes ago, I was still in Shinao, and 5 minutes later I went to Kanto, which is faster than taking a rocket. Yi was completely confused. Let's wait and see what happens. Wusong said helplessly. I can only wait and see how it changes. The guy behind the scenes is someone they can't afford to provoke. Being able to instantly pull people from Shenao to Kanto is already the means of the gods, and all they can do now is obediently listen to each other's words. Carlos Region, Chaoxiang Town. Xiaozhi, it's Xiaozhi. The first person Salina recognized was not Carlos champion Helona, but Xiaozhi. Although it has been many years since we last saw each other, Salina still recognized the young man with Pikachu as Xiaozhi at a glance. Finally meeting again, Xiaozhi. Xiaozhi. Who is Xiaozhi? Saki looked at Salina with a curious expression on her face. Ah. It's terrible. I forgot that my mother was next to me. Oh, did you hear me wrong, Mom? I didn't say, Xiaozhi, I said, Miss Helona, you definitely heard me wrong. Salina blushed and hurriedly explained. Very problematic. Saki is not an idiot, she doesn't think she heard it wrong, and Salina's overt behavior tells her that she definitely didn't hear it wrong. Forget it, there will be plenty of opportunities in the future, let her go now. Alola Region. Ethereum. Mom, is that Xiaobo? Lily pointed to the screen and asked. Well, it's Xiaobo. Strange, isn't this guy at the research institute? When did he go to Kanto? Lusamina is unhappy. She is at least the chairman of the Ether Foundation. As his subordinate, Xiaobo went on a business trip to Kanto without informing her in advance. Does he not want to do it anymore? The live broadcast of answering questions has officially begun, and the location of this live broadcast is the Kanto Quartz Arena. Live content, this live broadcast room will broadcast past, present, and future events, including parallel worlds. The contestant who completes the answer correctly will receive a reward. The contestant who answers incorrectly will be punished. What the hell? It took so much effort to gather their 4 champion-level trainers together, just to answer the questions. Are you joking? Are you joking? The live answering system never jokes. Also, did you guys make a mistake? Bringing you all together, it doesn't take any effort, it's just a matter of using your fingers. 3. Chaomeng. Silver Companion Battle Beast. What garbage Pokémon? You are listening at novelfull.audio. The live streaming system is too lazy to explain further, its time is precious. The live broadcast of answering questions starts directly. Question. Which of the following 4 elves is the strongest artificial Pokémon? A. 3D Dragon. Also known as Polygonal Beast, B. Chaomeng. C. Mud Doll Giant. D. Silver Companion Battle Beast. Attribute. Empty evolution type. This question is a quiz, with a discussion time of 10 minutes. The countdown will begin. The live streaming system for answering questions has been released, but the 14 contestants on the field did not start answering questions immediately. Do you really have to do what it says? De Wu is still thinking about his own stone, and he doesn't really want to waste his time here. Do we have any options? Kalanai gave Dou a white glance. If we don't behave well, we might not even see the sun tomorrow. The live answering system can teleport them here and naturally destroy them. They have no choice but to follow the instructions of the answering system. As soon as Kaluna's words left the scene, the atmosphere suddenly became desolate. Hey, don't be disheartened one by one. Maybe it's a good thing. Didn't you listen to it? There's a reward for answering the right questions. Ziliona clapped her hands hard to cheer everyone up. That kind of strong presence is not stingy with rewards. Yes, rewards. The spirits of everyone were suddenly lifted up, and perhaps they could climb to the sky by answering questions, which may be an opportunity for them. Well, as for punishment, everyone tacitly set it aside and temporarily ignored it. 3D Dragon, Chaomeng, Mud Doll Giant, Silver Companion Warbeast. Ah. I haven't heard of any of them. Xiaozhi grabbed his hair hard, his brain cells were about to burn out. Didn't we just see the 3D dragon a month ago? Xiaoxia looked speechless. They hadn't just seen 3D dragons before. In order to retrieve the 3D Dragon Zero that was stolen by the rockets, they even fought alongside the 3D Dragon 1. It only took a month, and Xiaozhi forgot all about it. Damn it. If it weren't for your trouble, we would have become cadres of the rocket team by now. A meow patted its thigh, furious beyond control. Their plan to capture the precious Pokémon in the Pokémon placement system through 3D Dragon interception was so perfect that they almost succeeded. It's all about little ghosts. Meow Meow wanted to curse a few more words, but Kojiro took action. He covered the Meow's mouth and pulled it to the edge. Meow, are you crazy? The 4 heavenly kings of Kanto are all here. Can you keep a low profile? They are the rockets, and if they get upset, they will have to spend their next life in prison. Upon being reminded by Kojiro, Meow Meow also broke out in cold sweat. Well, it admitted that it spoke too loudly just now, so the big shots just let it go. Fortunately, what Kojiro and Meow Meow were worried about did not happen, and the others showed no interest in beating them. Even Du, who harbors a grudge against evil, is not interested in taking action against the minions of these 3 rockets. For the big shots, the most important thing now is to answer questions and put aside other trivial matters. Undoubtedly, the correct answer to this question is 3D Dragon. Dr. Akihabara pushed his glasses, which were as thick as the bottom of a beer bottle, up confidently. The 3D Dragon is the only precious Pokémon that can enter the computer world, and not only that, its combat power is also quite amazing. And through my latest research, 3D dragons can continue to evolve. Does the 3D dragon have an evolutionary form? Dr. Daiki exclaimed in surprise. Dr. Akihabara was immensely satisfied to be able to make the famous Dr. Oki exclaim in amazement. He nodded vigorously and said, "No mistake, I have found a clue. Just give me another half-month, no, a week, and I can make the 3D dragon evolve into a new elf." No one doubts Dr. Akihabara's words. After all, he is one of the top doctors in Kanto. Of course, more importantly, he is the father of 3D dragons, and 3D dragons are Pokémon created by him. In terms of the level of research on 3D dragons, even Dr. Oki cannot compare to him. The correct answer to this question is a 3D dragon. That is to say, the discussion time is not yet long, otherwise Dr. Akihabara would have directly started answering. He is very interested in the rewards offered by the live answering system. Do everyone agree with Dr. Akihabara's viewpoint? If so, then there is no need to continue the discussion. President Damalenki spoke up. I have other opinions. The one with different opinions is the Hiba Heavenly King, one of the 4 heavenly kings of Kanto. I have seen a 3D dragon before. It is a precious and practical Pokémon, but battles shouldn't be a strength of 3D dragons, right? I didn't give Dr. Akihabara a chance to speak. Hiba continued, since you are choosing the strongest artificial Pokémon, how can you do if you are not good at fighting? According to me, the answer to this question is definitely C, the clay doll giant. Having a body length of up to 3 meters, it not only possesses ground attributes but also ghost attributes. The official race value is also not low, with 483 points, which is nearly 100 points higher than the race value of 395 for 3D dragons. Wait, didn't Dr. Akihabara say so? 3D dragons can still evolve. How did you Shiba know that the evolved 3D dragon race value will be lower than the mud doll giant? I don't know. But even if the evolved 3D dragon race has a higher value than the mud doll giant, option A is a 3D dragon, not an evolutionary type of 3D dragon. What is the relationship between the high evolutionary race value of 3D dragons and 3D dragons? Yeah. Everyone suddenly woke up in shock. Shiba is right, what is the relationship between the evolutionary race value of 3D dragons and 3D dragons? Shiba, this guy is really a genius. They used to underestimate him. I also vote for the mud doll giant. Grandma Kikuko loves Ghost Pokémon the most, and among the 4 options, the only one that clearly belongs to Ghost Pokémon is the mud puppet giant. Therefore, she is no exception in choosing mud puppet giant. Well, I also think Shiba's choice is not a problem. 3D dragons cannot be opponents of clay doll giants, option A is directly ruled out. As for B and D, they are elves he has never heard of before, not even those he has seen widely. So these 2 elves must not be very good. This question is definitely chosen as B. 4. Allow me, Sister Bai Cai, to make 2 insincere remarks, seeking flowers. You are listening at novelfull.audio. B. Hee hee. Outside the crowd, Xiaobo sneered. What 3D dragons, super dreams, and mud doll giants, are they enough to fight with silver companion beasts together? Even if it is an attribute that has not yet evolved. Emptiness, its power is no longer comparable to ordinary Pokémon. If it weren't for attributes. There is a risk of going berserk, and their Ethereum Foundation has long become the world's strongest organization, even the Alliance cannot compete with their Ethereum Foundation. Although he has not truly experienced the power of the Silver Companion, Xiaobo believes that as an attribute. An empty evolutionary type, the Silver Companion will never disappoint him. The correct answer to this question is D, idiots. Knowing the correct answer to the question, but Xiaobo did not intend to share it with everyone. He is from Aurora and is not familiar with the rest of the players on the field. He doesn't want to give them the fruits of victory for nothing. He wants to enjoy the fruits of victory alone. On the other hand, although Du had already confirmed that the correct answer was C, the mud doll giant, he still asked Dr. Oki for safety reasons. Dr. Daiki, do you think the correct answer would be B or D? This has knocked Dr. Oki down, and like everyone else, he has also heard of Chaomeng and Silver Companion war beasts for the first time. Dr. Daiki shook his head, indicating that he didn't know either. Okay, Du can rest assured now. Let him take the first round of rewards. Hey, you're not trying to compete with me for a reward, are you? Choosing a clay doll giant was the first thing I proposed. Shiba was displeased and said. We are good brothers. What are we supposed to do with each other? It's too far-fetched, Shiba. Du Tian shamelessly said. MD, I believe the wrong person. I knew I wouldn't have shared my analysis. Master Shiba looked displeased. Changpan Daoguan. Mud doll giant. Sakaki wanted to laugh when he heard it. 100 clay doll giants are not enough for Chaomeng to fight. Chaomeng can even kill the clay doll giant with a little finger. Unfortunately, I am not present and do not have the qualification to answer questions. Otherwise, the reward for the first round of answering questions would be in my pocket. Unfortunately. The 10-minute discussion time has ended, and the quiz has begun. Countdown, 3, 2, 1, the quiz starts. A button suddenly flashed on the right hand of the 14 contestants present. It's the answer button. Hurry up. In order to reward their answers, the 14 contestants in the live broadcast took action almost at the same time. Ding! Who is the first lucky or unlucky person? Congratulations to Dr. Akihabara for successfully answering the question. I never expected it. The first opportunity to answer the question was actually taken away by Dr. Akihabara. Damn it. Shiba wished he could slap himself in the face, but in the hand speed competition, he never won against the otaku Akihabara. You should know that he is the strongest man in Kanto. The fighter's face has been ruined by him. It's just a little bit close. Ziliona said regretfully. Why is it so unfortunate that not getting the right to answer questions is not necessarily a bad thing? After speaking, Kalu drank the remaining coffee from the cup in one gulp. That's also right. Not grabbing it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, and the mud doll giant doesn't necessarily have the right answer. Although choosing to forget doesn't mean it doesn't exist, answering the wrong question will be punished. Damn it, I didn't get it. Xiao Zhi is very frustrated, he also wants to participate in answering the questions. Do you know what the correct answer is? Xiaoxia looked curiously at Xiaozhi. I don't know. Let's grab the right to answer first. Okay, it's just like Xiaozhi's style. Xiaoxia didn't know how to roast. I don't know what Dr. Akihabara would choose. He should be able to choose a mud doll giant. Xiaojiang is curious about what Dr. Akihabara would make. If he were to choose, he would definitely choose the clay doll giant. Anyway, he thinks Shiba's analysis is quite good. In terms of combat ability, the clay doll giant is stronger than the 3D dragon. Let's focus our attention on Dr. Akihabara and see what he will choose. A 3D dragon. Without hesitation for a second, Dr. Akihabara directly chose option A. Even though others believe that the mud doll giant is stronger than the 3D dragon, Dr. Akihabara still wholeheartedly supports the 3D dragon. 3D dragons are invincible, not to mention mud doll giants. In Dr. Akihabara's mind, even the three gods' bird cannot compare to 3D dragons. 3D dragon invincible. Dr. Akihabara's feelings for 3D dragons are very touching, but 3D dragon is not the correct answer. Incorrect answer. Come on. Dr. Akihabara closed his eyes and said, looking at death as if returning home. The wind is rustling and the water is cold. The brave man is gone and never returns. He has already prepared to die. For the 3D dragon, there is no fear of death. Well, Dr. Akihabara is overthinking it. The live answering system is not interested in his fate. Besides, if you make a mistake in answering questions, you will be eliminated. It's probably not long before there will be no answerers in the live broadcast room. Punishment. Deprive the qualification to answer questions in this session. I didn't kill Akihabara, I just stripped Akihabara of his qualification to answer questions during the original live broadcast. The answering live broadcast system is really a kind person. Now everyone else is not panicking anymore. Answering wrong questions will at most deprive them of their qualification to answer. So what's there to be afraid of? Go. Losing the qualification to answer questions, there is no need to continue staying in the live broadcast room. The answering live broadcast system directly transmitted Akihabara back. In this way, there are only 13 respondents left in the live broadcast room, which is a bit low. Therefore, the live broadcast system decided to bring in another person to answer the questions. Dang 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 dang, Xiaomao shines on the stage. Oh, my lord is really lucky. Xiaomao is quite satisfied with being selected as the answerer. That's right, even Xiaozhi can become an answerer. There's no reason why Xiaomao can't do it. In terms of excellence, Xiaomao is 10,000 times better than Xiaozhi. Dr. Daiki, is this your grandson? He's very outgoing. President Damalenki couldn't find any other words to praise Xiaomao, so he could only use extroverted words. Hey! Destroy it! Dr. Daiki really doesn't want to say anything anymore. Why did you bring Xiaomao to make a fool of yourself? Oh my goodness! He didn't answer the question wrong, why should he be punished? The live streaming system for answering questions gave another minute of discussion time. There's nothing to discuss, it's 100% a mud doll giant. What else are we discussing? Do can't wait to start answering. Reward, he has arrived. I don't know if the reward will be a rare stone. If the reward is a rare stone, then he will definitely compete for it. You're hopeless. Zilyona shook her head, unsure of what to say to Dao. Stone, stone, every day is a stone. If she had to say it, Dao would have fallen into the eyes of the stone. You're not much better than him, are you? Kalu chuckled. Big brother, not to mention second brother, your obsession with mythological history is not inferior to that of Dawu. You are all from the same group. Ziliuona originally wanted to argue 2 words, but the live streaming system did not give her the opportunity to argue. Ding. Starting after 3 seconds of answering, please prepare yourselves. New book requires data, 1,000 flowers for updates, 200 review tickets for updates, October tickets for updates, 1,000 rewards for updates, no limit. Please, please. 5. Xiaozhi is ready to take action, seeking flowers, evaluation tickets. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Here we go, answering questions has started again. Not only the 14 contestants in the live broadcast room, but also the audience from all over the world watching the live broadcast, everyone held their breath. Who will seize the right to answer the questions this time? Ding. Dao successfully answered the question. I never expected it. Surprisingly, the one who broke through the encirclement of 14 people was Dao, who had always remained impenetrable. Damn it. Upon hearing that he was not the one who succeeded in answering the question, Shiba was so angry that he burst into foul language. The reward he received has flown away, and now he can only hope that the reward given by the answering live broadcast system is not precious, otherwise he probably won't be able to sleep well tonight. Don't panic, maybe even the mud doll giant isn't the correct answer. Du said maliciously. Hee, do you think this little trick can shake my heart? Dao sneered. He is Dawu, who digs stones. His heart is as hard as a stone, and the things he decides will never change. Take a good look and let him set a good example for everyone. He accepted the reward for his first pioneering work. C. The correct answer is C, the mud doll giant. Dawu is full of confidence. I truly deserve to be Mr. Dao, the posture of answering questions is so graceful. I have taken it. Mr. Dao has taken the reward for his first answer. I'm not sure what kind of reward the live streaming system will provide for this question. I'm looking forward to it. The audience watching the live broadcast seems to have already confirmed that the mud doll giant is the correct answer with every word you say and every word I say. Young, too young, is it so easy to answer the questions carefully selected by the live streaming system? Are you joking? Incorrect answer. What? At first, Dawu didn't react until he heard the laughter of Shiba and Du, and then realized that he had answered incorrectly. How could it be? The mud doll giant is not the correct answer. Damn it, I was tricked by this guy Shiba. As the saying goes, a smile will not disappear, it will only shift. Dao's face no longer has a smile, but Shiba is now full of smiles. It's so close, so close. Thank you very much, Dao. If it weren't for you, I would be the one who would be unlucky now. Upon hearing these words, Dawu almost spat out a mouthful of old blood. Shiba, this bastard, will one day make him look good. Come on, let the punishment be more severe. Dawu held his head and chest high, ready to face punishment. But being stripped of the qualification to answer questions in this game, what's so remarkable? After this game is over, he's another hero. There is no need to show a dying attitude, and the live answering system has no intention of depriving him of the qualification to answer questions. Oh, are you not prepared to punish me? Dao instantly turned sadness into joy. Thinking too much, it's not about canceling the punishment, it's just about changing the content of the punishment. Come on, take the call, Dao. Punishment. Confiscate all the stones on your body. You should deprive me of my qualification to answer questions. What does stealing a chicken mean, not eroding rice? Dao originally wanted to get some stones from the answering live broadcast system, but to his surprise, not only did he not get the precious stones from the system, but he also took away the stones he had obtained after fighting in the rock cave for a week. If it weren't for Shiba's embrace of Dao, Dao might have collapsed to the ground as his legs softened. Men, big men, isn't it just that the stones are gone? Is it necessary to do this? Bai Cai looked at De Wu with a disdainful expression on her face. You speak while standing, but your back hurts. Emotions are not your cherished mythological stone slabs that have been confiscated. De Wu struggled to get up and said. Bai Cai couldn't even say a word when she directly retorted. Putting herself in her shoes, if her treasure were taken away, she might be even more unbearable than Dao. All right, stop arguing, there are only two options left now. President Damalenki reminded. Yes, there are only two options left, even if it's a mistake, there's a 50% chance of getting it right. Which one is better to choose, Chaomeng or Silver Companion Warbeast? Xiaozhi was quite conflicted, as both Pokémon had names he had never heard of before. However, compared to the Silver Companion Warbeasts, Xiaozhi prefers to choose Chaomeng. The reason is that he always feels that the name Chaomeng is very familiar. Strange, he probably never met a Pokémon named Chaomeng before. It's also time for me to appear. Xiaobo is ready to take action. If hidden, the reward is likely to be taken away by others, and he can no longer sit on the mountain watching the tiger fight. Chaomeng, Silver Companion Warbeast, who do you think should be chosen? I really didn't pay attention, so Du could only choose to seek education and obtain knowledge. Although I have always been at odds with Kona, it must be admitted that among their group of 4 in Kanto, Kona has the highest intelligence. Rarely did Du bow down to himself, this was a great opportunity to mock Du, but unfortunately, I didn't know which one to choose. Even Dr. Daiki has never heard of the taboos of Chaomeng and Silver Companion Warbeasts, let alone her Kona. I don't know, Kona's bachelor replied. We discussed and discussed, but everyone didn't come to a conclusion. De Wu's tragedy is still vivid in our minds, so even if there is a 50% chance of being mistaken, everyone dare not act recklessly. Who doesn't have treasures, they don't want to fall into the same fate as Dao. The new book data is really crucial, everyone help to submit some data. Without data, I really don't know if I can continue writing. Flowers, review tickets, monthly tickets, tips, anything is fine. 6. Lily AI has appeared again. Seeking flowers, comments. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xiaozhi on the sidelines is still struggling with which one to choose, and Xiaoxia is a bit panicked. Xiaozhi, aren't you really going to answer the question? Dim sum growing, Xiaozhi, this is not playing tricks. If you answer the wrong question, you will be punished horribly. Anyway, Xiaoxia doesn't dare to answer the questions herself. If the system takes away her beauty directly, she won't be able to live anymore. Go on, Xiaozhi, I support you. Unlike Xiaoxia, Xiaojiang chooses to support Xiaozhi. Xiaozhi has always had good luck. Maybe he can really run into a dead mouse with a 50% chance. He can fight it out. A man who loves to fight will win. Musashi, meow meow, aren't you also preparing to answer first? Kojiro looked in surprise at Musashi and Meow, who were rubbing their hands. In the eyes of Kojiro, Musashi and Meow Meow are simply crazy. Didn't they see the end of Ugo? Aren't they afraid that Dao's experience will reappear on them? Are you foolish, Kojiro? Meow gave Kojiro a fierce glance and said, we have nothing to be afraid of. Yes, we don't even have 2 coins in our pockets. What's there to be afraid of? Musashi strongly agrees with Meow Meow's words. The words of his companions were so reasonable that Kojiro didn't know how to refute them. Damn it, when did poverty become an advantage? 3 minutes of discussion have passed, and the last chance to answer has begun. Leave me here. Xiaobo spared no effort and used all the hand speed he had developed since being single for 30 years. This time, he will determine the right to answer the questions. I won't lose. Xiaozhi shouted with high fighting spirit. He loves competitions the most, he won't give up in any competition. Meow, give the cat coins, Meow wants shiny coins. New clothes, I want a gorgeous dress. Gold coins. Dress. Sakaki, who is watching the live broadcast, is about to vomit blood. Are these two guys really members of the Rockets? Damn it, he must find an opportunity to bring these two unattainable bastards out of the Rockets. I want a commemorative bottle cap. It's 3. The rules for the final round are different, and the live answering system allows 2 respondents to have the right to answer questions. 2 people answering at the same time. If the answers are different, the person who answers correctly will receive a reward, and the person who answers incorrectly will receive punishment. If both answers are wrong, accept punishment together, both are right and receive equal rewards. The rules are simple and rough. The last 2 lucky ones for this question are Xiaozhi and Xiaobo. Okay. Xiaozhi excitedly waved his fists to celebrate. Now is not the time to be happy, Xiaozhi. After all, he is a childhood sweetheart. His tongue is usually poisonous, but when it comes to critical moments, Xiaomao still turns to Xiaozhi. If you answer incorrectly, it would be terrible. Xiaomao said with a solemn expression. Don't worry, I won't answer wrong. He is a little wit from Jinshin town, and anything wrong won't happen to him. There is no reason to be confident. It is really Xiaozhi he knows. Xiaomao is unable to roast. Kid, I don't want to share the reward equally with you. Xiaobo looked displeased. He had no intention of sharing the reward equally. What are you going to choose? Choose B, choose that damn dream, so that all the rewards belong to him. Of course I chose Chaomeng. Xiaozhi said without hesitation. Have you ever seen Chaomeng, Xiaozhi? With Xiaozhi so determined, President Damalanki became excited. Compared to Xiaobo, it is certainly Xiaozhi who is closer to the president of Damalanki. Xiaozhi is a native of the Kanto region and a legitimate trainer of the alliance, so he is certainly more willing to let Xiaozhi accept rewards. I haven't seen it before. Disappointed Damalanki, our Jie doesn't even know any Chaomeng. The reason why he chose Chaomeng was just a flash of inspiration. B. Chaomeng, Xiaozhi has made a decision, and it's Xiaobo's turn now. Ha ha ha. Seeing that Xiaozhi had already made a choice, it was still Chaomeng, and Xiaobo could no longer suppress his inner excitement. Kid, you're going to be in big trouble. Chaomeng can never be the correct answer is Silver Companion Warbeast. Xiaobo sneered. The reward is already in his pocket, and at this point Xiaobo doesn't need to keep it. The Silver Companion Warbeast is the world's greatest artificial Pokémon. It is based on artificially designed biological skeletons as the skeletal prototype, all attribute cells as the genetic gene prototype, and loaded with an AR system developed by the Water Vein Library in the Shinao region. It is a god created by humans and also the most perfect work of our Ether Foundation. Ha ha ha. By the way, the creator of the Silver Companion Warbeast is me. Xiaobo. Xiaobo said proudly. Changpan Daoguan. Hee. The strongest artificial Pokémon. Artificial gods. Watching Xiaobo jump up and down like a clown in the live broadcast room, Sakaki sneered. Can Silver Companion Warbeasts afford the title of the strongest person creating Pokémon? Hi, I just hate that I don't have the qualification to answer questions, otherwise the reward would have come to him earlier. Alola region, Ethereum. Xiaobo is too high. Profile, said Lasamanai with a hint of dissatisfaction. The agreed upon plan is to accumulate abundant grain and slowly become the king. There is nothing we can do now. However, it's not a big deal. With the status of the Ether Foundation in Alola, no one dares to take action against them. Attribute. Empty, such a familiar name. Have I heard of it somewhere before? Lily was lost in thought. Does anyone see it? Woo-woo, isn't there anyone who throws flowers or reviews? 7. Unfortunately, Sakaki's identity has been exposed. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. This guy is also too stinky. Looking at the proud Xiaobo in front of him, Shiba was quite unhappy. If it weren't for the audience all over the world watching this live broadcast, and President Damalanki's recent efforts to promote the Arola region to join the Alliance's big family, he would really want to go up and punch Xiaobo's flattened face. Empathy. Add. In fact, it's not just Shiba who is unhappy with Xiaobo, but also Bai Cai, Kalyuni, and everyone in the live broadcast room except Xiaobo are quite unhappy with this guy, including the Rockets trio who has been fighting against Xiaozhi. Little devil, come on, don't lose to this guy, meow. Yes, 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 don't embarrass us in Kanto. Musashi and Kojiro also echoed in agreement. Don't worry, I won't lose. So many people are cheering for themselves, and Xiaozhi finally feels the pressure. We must not lose this time. Humph, refueling is useless. This is a question to answer. He who masters the truth has no chance of losing. Announce the answer. Xiaobo shouted arrogantly. He can't wait to receive the reward that belongs to him anymore. Countdown, 3, 2, 1, the live answering system is about to announce the correct answer. Audiences from all over the world held their breath. Who can win this competition? The correct answer is Chaomeng, I won, Xiaozhi won. The first person to react was Xiaoxia. After learning that the ultimate winner was Xiaozhi, she was so happy that she jumped and jumped, she was even happier than her own victory. The three sisters of Hualan are far away in Hualan City. Sakura. It's over, Xiaoxia has completely fallen into it. Peony. Hey, I thought Xiaoxia would find a handsome guy to be her boyfriend. Changpu. Don't say that, Xiaozhi is only 10 years old, maybe he will become handsome when he grows up. Carlos Region, Chaoxiang Town. Great, Xiaozhi won. It was too tense and stimulating, and Salina's little heart almost jumped out. Fortunately, Xiaozhi ultimately won. There is a problem, there is a big problem. Saki touched her chin, feeling lost in thought. How could it be possible? Stupid. How proud he was just now, and how tragic he is now. Xiaobo never dreamed of losing, which was definitely a devastating blow for him. Not only the impending punishment, but also what made Xiaobo collapse was that his proud silver companion warbeast lost to the unknown Chaomeng. How can he accept this? Impossible, the silver companion warcraft I created is invincible in the world. Xiaobo roared angrily. Yo ho, I can't afford to lose. This guy is far behind Dr. Akihabara and Daigo. If Dr. Akihabara and Daigo answered incorrectly, they didn't jump like him. Cut. The audience let out a contemptuous voice. Damn it, the face of the Ether Foundation has been ruined by this guy Xiaobo. Rosa Mina is almost furious. When Xiaobo comes back, she will definitely make Xiaobo look good, and research funding must be cut and then cut. Disagree. Okay, then I'll make you convinced. Video playback begins. Xiaomao is really good, Xiaomao is really handsome. Amidst the cheering of the cheering team members, Xiaozhi and Xiaomao met in front of the Changpan Taoist Hall. The classic has been recreated. Xiaomao first taunted Xiaozhi, then took out the 10 badges he had obtained. This series of actions made Xiaozhi unable to speak. Xiaomao is too aggressive. Seeing this, Bai Cai couldn't help but feel aggrieved for Xiaozhi. Although it was the first time Bai Cai Jia saw Xiaozhi today, her impression of Xiaozhi was still quite good. Hey, Xiaomao hasn't changed at all. Unfortunately, there is no ground seam nearby. Otherwise, Dr. Daimu would really want to find a ground seam to drill into, and this guy Xiaomao would be too embarrassing for their Daimu family. Bringing a cheerleader on a trip. I truly deserve to be Dr. Oki's grandson. Fighting King Shiba is truly envious. It was that time. That was one of the few scenes where Xiaozhi saw Xiaomao feeling exhausted, and he really wanted to know what kind of opponent Xiaomao had encountered. It's terrible. The dark history is about to be revealed, Xiaomao exclaimed inwardly. Not only Xiaomao but also Sakaki, who was far away at the Joban dojo, realized that something was wrong. Is it difficult for his identity as the leader of the Rockets to be exposed? Someone. Sakaki is not prepared to sit idly by, it's time to pack up and run away. Video continuation. Due to early reservation, Xiaomao was granted the qualification to challenge the owner of the Chongpan Road Museum first. Under Xiaozhi's gaze and surrounded by cheerleaders, Xiaomao entered the Chongpan Road Museum. I am the top trainer in Jinshin Town, Xiaomao. Even when facing the legendary Sakaki, Xiaomao still stinks like always. Are you in good spirits? Okay, I'll accept your challenge. Sakaki smiled lightly and said. This trainer named Xiaomao is so miserable, he dares to stink so much in front of Sakaki Hall Master. Yes, Sakaki's owner is different from the owners he has encountered before. I guess in less than 5 rounds, Xiaomao will be crying for his father and calling for his mother. The audience in Kanto stood unanimously on Sakaki's side, not feeling that there was any chance of Kobayashi winning. 8. The tyrannical Xiaomao. Seeking flowers and evaluation tickets. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It's not without a chance, after all, this is just a Daoguang challenge. Kona has a different perspective. No museum owner will showcase all their strength in the Daoguang challenge, and the restrictions on the museum owner in the Daoguang challenge are quite large. It is impossible to replace elves in battles, which greatly weakens the museum owner's strength. Amidst the ups and downs, Xiaomao still has a chance to win. As expected by Kona, Xiaomao has taken a huge lead from the beginning of the battle. Sakaki starting Ryanosuk was easily defeated by Kobayashi's Nido Wang, and in the second round, the big pincer crab lost to Kobayashi's Wind Dog. 2 consecutive defeats surprised the Kanto audience who initially supported Sakaki. What's the situation? Did the owner of Sakaki restaurant eat it? No, the Sakaki pavilion owner won't be shaved off, will he? The audience is numb. Something's wrong. The plot shouldn't be like this. Xiaozhi, Xiaoxia, and Xiaoguang are filled with question marks in their minds. If their memories are not wrong, isn't this battle against Xiaomao beaten to the point of doubting his life? How come the plot in the video is completely different from what they see? Xiaozhi was just about to come forward and ask Xiaomao, but Xiaomao stopped him and said seriously, "Shut up, just keep looking and you'll know." Okay, then let's keep reading. Video continuation. If we continue to fight, it will be in vain. I have already won. 3-on-1, how can we lose? Xiaomao directly stepped forward to persuade surrender. That's not necessarily true. Sakaki, who had been sitting calmly on the boss's chair, finally stood up. I have absolute strength. I'll show you him now. Sakaki snapped his fingers and the slate slowly rose. Monster is here. Seeing that monster again after so many days, Xiaomao still couldn't suppress his inner fear. Is he just a super dream? The human-like body, dressed in silver armor, had not yet glimpsed his lineup, but had already felt his terrifying aura. Even if separated from the screen, it is no exception. Is he just a super dream? Cabbage Sister unconsciously pursed her lips, feeling an unparalleled power on the mysterious Pokémon. This guy has stronger pressure than Dan Emperor's Spitfire Dragon. The Dondi Spitfire Dragon is the strongest Pokémon that Dawu has ever encountered. However, this mysterious Pokémon has completely destroyed the Spitfire Dragon in terms of momentum. What a terrifying existence it is. We may witness the birth of a terrifying Pokémon today. Kalu said with lingering fear. What's going on? What's going on? Why is Sakaki holding such a terrifying force in his hand? Du's face was solemn. There were already embankments for Sakaki Ferry, and he suspected that Sakaki was the mastermind behind the rockets. The four heavenly kings have been secretly investigating Sakaki, but they have not obtained any substantial evidence, which has made Sakaki happy so far. It's terrible now. If Sakaki were really the leader of the rockets, that Pokémon called Chaomeng would be enough for their league to drink. Video continuation. As soon as he appeared, Chaomeng displayed unparalleled power. Just now, the wind-speed dog that was killing all directions was as weak as a 3-year-old mischievous child in front of Chaomeng. With just one glance, Chaomeng instantly killed Wind Dog. The following scene is unbearable to look at directly. Just now, Xiaomao, who was still triumphant in persuading Sakaki to surrender, was directly beaten and became suspicious of his life. Xiaomao's Pokémon were all up, but they didn't block Chaomeng's blow. The battle ended in just 1 second. The audience watching the live broadcast was in a state of uproar. Isn't it just killing a newcomer in a flash? Even silver companion war beasts can do it. Still speaking hard, it's already this time. Xiaobo is still speaking hard. Now we can only hope that Sakaki and the rockets have no connection. Du and the other 3 heavenly kings gathered together and whispered quietly. The pressure of Chaomeng is really too strong. If it's not necessary, Du really doesn't want to confront such a guy. Unfortunately, the fact is that this is not satisfactory. Du Gang was still hoping that Sakaki and the rockets had nothing to do with it. The next second of the video footage is Musashi, dressed in rocket's clothing, reporting the mission to Sakaki. Silence, a deathly silence. What should I do? Don't expect me, I have no way to deal with supernatural elves. Shiba is quite a bachelor. Facing Chaomeng, his fighting-type elves are only given for free. There must be a way to get to the front of the mountain, don't panic. At a critical moment, it was Grandma Kikuko who stood up to stabilize her military morale. Hey! Sakaki on the helicopter looked depressed. Where did he offend the live answering system? Why do we have to have him undergo surgery? The position of the owner of Changpan Taoist Hall has been lost like this, and he is too miserable. Sakaki, the strongest owner of the Kanto circuit and the owner of the Joban circuit, is the leader of the rockets. The trainers in Kanto are all crazy. Is this a midnight soap opera? What kind of international joke are you playing? One-hand news, Sakaki Kane is really a member of the Rockets team, he has already run away. What? You don't believe it? Where did you get the news from? My uncle's third aunt's son's girlfriend's neighbor is a staff member of the Changban Taoist temple. Can he tell me if there is a fake? 9. A dream has arrived, crossing the panic, seeking flowers, commenting. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It's going to be chaotic, Kanto is going to be chaotic. The name of the rocket team is heard by Huayu, who is far away from Fengyuan. With the support of Chaomeng, this huge organization spanning across Kanto and Chengdu, if it doesn't cause trouble, it won't be the rocket team anymore. A tumultuous autumn. Yuan Ji took 2 puffs of smoke with force. Not only Kanto, but also Fengyuan's lava team and water fleet are on the verge of chaos. It is estimated that these 2 organizations will also cause trouble soon. Don't worry, with me around, Fengyuan won't be in chaos. Mike Kolai confidently said. Water Wutong and Red Flame Pine are just generalists, and can't compare with Sakamoto. If they were not good at hiding, Mike Kolai would have taken them down. Everyone in the live broadcast room was worried, and President Damalanki's mouth was almost blistering with anxiety. What to do, how to deal with Chaomeng. Don't worry. As long as I'm here, the rockets won't want to harm anyone. Isn't it just Chaomeng? He didn't believe that his dragon army couldn't take him. Okay, with your words, I can rest assured. Dudu said so, and Damalanki's heart immediately calmed down. He wanted to say 2 more words, but the live streaming system did not give him this opportunity. The video is still ongoing, the screen darkened. Bubbles were floating upwards, and Chaomeng in the culture dish slowly opened his eyes. A group of researchers wearing white coats caught the eye of Chaomeng. Mysterious fantasies flashed through my mind, and Chaomeng's head began to ache violently. Who am I? Where is this? Why was I born? Unlike ordinary Pokémon, Superman has wisdom that rivals or even surpasses humans, which is both an advantage and a disadvantage. Driven by anger, Chaomeng shattered the petri dish and the long-dormant Chaomeng officially woke up. The sound of the broken culture dish caught the attention of the researchers inside the research institute. At this moment, they did not notice the danger, but instead celebrated excitedly one by one. Their experiment was successful, they personally created gods, and they will also leave a significant mark in the history of human science. I have finally completed my dream. The leading researcher excitedly said. That's Dr. Fuji. Dr. Oki was surprised. He never expected that the disappearing Dr. Fuji would become a pawn of the rockets. No wonder the rockets were able to create a super dream, it turned out that they had won over Dr. Fuji. Unexpectedly, Dr. Fuji joined the rockets team. President Damalenki expressed regret. With Dr. Fuji's abilities, if he still stays in the alliance, he will definitely be able to take the alliance to the next level. Video continuation, Super Dream. That's you. We have created you with the most precious Pokémon in the world. That's a dream. Upon hearing this, the audience suddenly realized that no wonder Chaomeng was so powerful. It turned out that it was cloned using dreamy genes. Fantasy. Is that my father or my mother? You can say that, but it's not entirely true. You were reinforced and created based on dreams. At this point, Chaomeng also understood that he was not an ordinary Pokémon, he was a Pokémon created by humans, a cloned Pokémon. The researchers gathered together to celebrate, and their years of hard work were finally in vain. But they didn't notice that Chaomeng's emotions were very different. There is no joy in his own birth dream, only anger. He doesn't even want to be born, why create him? Under endless anger, Chaomeng lost control. As the screen turned, the audience was unaware of what had happened. All they knew was that the research institute had been flattened. The flames were burning, everything was incinerated into ashes, only Chaomeng stood in the midst of the flames. Is this my power? Am I the strongest Pokémon in the world? Fantasy, am I even stronger than you? You may be the strongest Pokémon in the world, but there is another powerful force in the world. Human beings. Sakaki nodded. If you want you to cooperate with humans, it's ours. This is the first meeting between Sakaki and Chaomeng. Hello. President Damalenki pushed the fairy down with his arm and asked with a serious expression, can we still win? Du gritted his teeth and said with all his strength, yes. Can it? Can you fart? Is this the power that humans can touch porcelain with? If you could win Chaomeng, you wouldn't be the 4 heavenly kings of Kanto now. You would have been the champion of Kanto long ago. Is it still possible to run back to the 4th island now? Kona thought with a worried expression on her face. The video continues. There is good news now, and there is also bad news. The good news is that Chaomeng and Sakaki are not together. After the battle with Xiaomao, Chaomeng can no longer tolerate Sakaki. He directly destroyed the laboratory and defected. Long live. President Du and Damalon waved excitedly. It's too early to be happy. Returning to New Island, standing on the ruins, the anger completely dominated Chaomeng. Who am I? Where is this? I haven't asked anyone to give birth to me, nor have I begged anyone to make me. I hate everything that gave birth to me. So this is not an attack, nor a declaration of war, but me, the human who gave birth to me. Revenge. The smile of President Du and Damalanki instantly solidified. Flowers still need 400 to 1,000, review tickets still need 50 to 100, flowers 1,000, review tickets 100 will all be updated, everyone give it a little help. 10. Is the reward the ultimate monster? The female lead appears one after another. You are listening at novel full.audio. Turning over into clouds, covering hands with rain, Chaomeng truly interprets this idiom. In the newly built new island castle, Chaomeng gently shook his hands, and the wind and clouds began to change. A strong wind is blowing, dark clouds are pressing down on the city, the sea is roaring, and thunder is raging. Seeing this seemingly apocalyptic scene, President Damalanki swallowed his saliva and nervously asked, "Are you still confident?" Du spoke several times in a row, with a simple word on it, but he couldn't even spit it out. Woo, it's too scary. He wants to go back to the city. How could it be like this? How could it be like this? Xiaobo is almost going crazy. How could this Pokémon called Chaomeng be so strong? Compared to Chaomeng, the Silver Companion War Beast is no different from a 3-year-old child. No matter how hard his mouth was, he couldn't say at this moment that the Silver Companion Warrior Beast was stronger than Superman. Hey! Xiaobo accepted his fate. Xiaobo answers incorrectly, punishment. Permanent disqualification from answering questions. For Xiaobo, who dared to question and comfort himself, the live answering system did not show any mercy and directly permanently deprived him of his right to answer questions. Xiaobo didn't care at first, he just couldn't answer questions in the future. What's so remarkable? But upon hearing the reward Xiaozhi received, Xiaobo was dumbfounded. Xiaozhi's answer is correct. Reward. Rare Pokémon Poison Baby. Toby Babe. It's another Pokémon that I've never heard of before. The quizzers and viewers in the live broadcast turned their attention to Xiaozhi, and they were all curious about what the system's reward for Poison Baby was. Okay, it's a rare Pokémon. As long as it was Pokémon, Xiaozhi liked it, and he quickly released Poison Baby from the Pokéball. Bang! Sticky. Xiaobo was shocked. He spent his whole life chasing the ultimate beast and creating attributes. Emptiness is also to be able to capture the ultimate beast. He had been begging for the ultimate monster for so many years and was rewarded to Xiaozhi by the answering live broadcast system. Xiaobo was so angry that he was about to vomit blood. What made Xiaobo even more painful was that he had been deprived of the right to answer questions, which meant he could no longer obtain the ultimate monster from the live answering system. The distant sky, how thin it is compared to me. Don't embarrass yourself here anymore. The live answering system doesn't want to see Xiaobo again for a minute. Go wherever you go. Change people. Yeah, I can also participate in the quiz now. New contestants, Yi comes to meet. Is this the ultimate monster? Dr. Daiki quickly stepped forward and started to fight against Toby. Dr. Daiki, do you know Toby Babe? Kalu asked curiously. I haven't seen it with my own eyes, but I've heard that it's not a Pokémon of our world, but from a place called the Ultimate Space. Sometimes in the Alola region, there may be ultimate exotic beasts mistakenly entering. It is rumored that the combat power of mature ultimate exotic beasts is not inferior to the general legend of Pokémon. What? Now the other people in the live broadcast room, as well as the audience from various regions who are watching the live broadcast, are no longer calm. Grandpa, are you joking? Xiaomao asked with an incredulous expression on his face. I never joke. Dr. Daiki doesn't give Xiaomao any face. Boom. It exploded, and exploded directly. Woo, I also want to answer the question, the great system will pull me to answer the question. The first move is comparable to the legendary Pokémon, and this live answering system is really a big move. Why am I not Xiaozhi? I envy Xiaozhi so much. Xiaomao Regional Alliance Headquarters. Why choose Yi? I am no worse than him, woo woo woo. Originally, Aliu didn't feel much about Day being chosen to answer the question, but now he must admit that he was envious. Fongyuan Area, Orange Flower Road Museum. I don't know if there is a Leave King with the Hercules feature in the live answering system. If there is one. Hee 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 hee. Qianli couldn't help but giggle foolishly. A Leave King with a Hercules personality. Is Dad crazy? Xiaoxing's eyes turned white. His dad wants to take a step to the sky. I envy you so much, I also want Toby babe so much, so cute. Xiaoyao's eyes were filled with stars, and Do baby's appearance really matched her aesthetic. If you want poison baby, that's not easy. Sister, just marry Xiaozhi. If you become Xiaozhi's wife, isn't poison baby yours? Xiaoxing came up with an idea for his sister Xiaoyao. Do you want to die, Xiaoxing? Shanao District, Shuangye Town. Ultimate monster, I also want it. Xiaoguang's mouth is watering. Poison Bobby, a cute elf, is very popular in the gorgeous competition. If she were Poison Bobby, participating in the general gorgeous competition would not be a case of indiscriminate killing. Return to the live broadcast room. You're just too lucky, you guy. Xiaomao said enviously. That's an elf who can compete with the legendary Pokémon, and Xiaozhi has really had bad luck. Hee 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 hee. At this moment, Xiaozhi was so excited that he didn't know what to say, so he could only express his joy with a silly smile.